if you were gonna like introduce me or if I just, hey, hi, hello.
So as a lot of you know, this is my friend Kat. And we have a podcast together called Ladies Who Lunch, and we wanted to start something new because we have had our podcast for over a year now. We've officially hit our 1 year anniversary, and we want to get you guys even more involved in the podcast and make it easier for you to get involved.
So every month, Ingrid and I are going to be posting kind of like a episode sneak peek of what we're doing that month. So we're going to be doing that in video form, and we haven't done a lot of video stuff with our podcast in the past, and now we are. We also feel like a lot of our letters are submitted kind of last minute because we don't give you a lot of time, and so by us doing these previews, we'll be able to get possibly and hopefully more letters from you all that you've had more time to think about, because we're going to be giving you all the topics for the month ahead of time.
Yeah, and we get such great letters, and so we want to open it up to even more people because a lot of times you might miss our tweets about, hey, send us a letter. So we want to let you guys know that we want your letters, we love them, and we just want to have more of them.
We want more letters. There's such a huge part in shaping our episodes is we usually just go through the letters and think like, okay, what are people saying right now? What are people wanting to hear? And so the letters are actually just such a huge part of the podcast that we just want to make sure we're giving you enough time to write in.
Yeah, and I would say the majority of our episodes are based around letters that we receive. So we'll read letters and think, oh my gosh, we should just do an entire episode based on the core message of this letter. So what we're going to be doing is every month we're going to be announcing a different theme. So there's going to be an overarching theme for the episodes of that month in our podcast. And we're going to alternate the months that this video appears on our channels. So like 1 month it'll be on my channel, the next month it'll be on Kat's, then mine, and so forth. This month, our theme is going to be honesty because I think that it's something that is so relatable to everyone, and also it's very relevant in what's happening right now in the world in general. Honesty is a big topic when it comes to like fake news, you know, what can you trust? What is a fact? Do facts even matter anymore? I know that that is something that a lot of people are talking about and struggling with.
Especially when it comes to fake news and just politics and the press right now, like that's kind of like a hot topic, and I'm excited to dive a little more into that later.
And it's exhausting too. I think that whenever I talk to people, they say that they're exhausted and they're not sure what they can trust. And I think what is really scary is that a lot of people are taking what they believe and saying that this is the truth, the one and only truth. And then there are all of these like contradicting truths that we have to deal with. So you're like, okay, but can't we just have like a core of actual facts that everybody agrees on? People are taking their opinions and claiming that they are facts. And I think that that can be a really dangerous place, especially when nothing is actually based in any actual facts. That is something that we definitely want to talk about. I know it's something that I really struggle with and get exhausted over trying to figure out how to navigate the world right now, because this is a very unique time that we are living in. You know, the media being under attack. You see icons in the news like having to defend the news and what actual facts are, whether they're on the left or the right or somewhere in between. You see journalists standing up and just being like, what the hell is going on?
But if politics aren't totally your thing, we're also going to be talking about honesty in terms of our personal lives and situations we've had with betrayal and deception and just lying in general, and honesty with our friends, family, relationships, you know, you name it. So it's not just going to be about fake news, but we'll also have the interpersonal side of it as well.
Yeah, and I think that overall, the reason why we want to talk about honesty is because it seems to be a struggle. Like, why do we find it to be a struggle to be honest? Maybe not all the time, but in different situations. And I think that it's something that a lot of people can relate to when you're faced with something difficult. You may not want to tell the truth. It may be really hard. It may be painful for you or for somebody else. And, things like lying by omission, is that always a bad thing, or can it also be an act of kindness? Have you ever felt betrayed or deceived by someone? Have you ever been the betrayer or the deceptor? I think that these are all really interesting things to talk about, because especially betrayal. Because I think that betrayal comes in so many different shades, and we all experience it to some degree at some point in our lives.
And it's so interesting because when we first started talking about betrayal, I was like, I can't really think of like any examples where I've been betrayed. But now as we're filming, I'm starting to think, wait, like, when has been a time that I've betrayed somebody else? Like, it doesn't have to just be like when I was betrayed, but I'm sure there's been times in my life where I've made poor decisions and I've betrayed someone. I've chosen myself over someone else. And that's like a interesting, I had to think about that one now. Great. If you want to hear how I betrayed someone, listen to our podcast.
We find ourselves on both sides at different points in our lives, and we have to deal with that pain in different ways. It feels different when you're on each side. We also want to talk about being honest with yourself. That is a big one, especially I think with my personal experiences. It's still a work in progress for me to just be honest, like with coming out. It's not like a clear-cut path. And I was actually thinking about it earlier this morning, and it's something that I know other people feel because it has been expressed to me, but it's so hard to put into words and to also have other people understand who haven't had to come out. It is difficult because you just kind of feel like, okay, well, who am I going to talk about this with? Am I just going to have this like eternal conversation in my head? And so I think that those conversations that we have with ourselves about being honest with ourselves and pursuing that truth and moving in that direction are also really important as well.
That's an interesting thing that you associate that with coming out, because it's like, wait, is it like, are you deceiving people by, not coming out? But then it's like, does that even matter? Like, does it, in that situation, like you're like the most important thing when it comes to coming out. So it's like you're deceiving people, but like, is it okay sometimes? Like in situations like that, like I don't think that's necessarily wrong.
Yeah.
It just depends. Like it's muddy. Like you don't.
Yeah, it is. And it's still something that really makes me feel bad, even if it doesn't like bother the people in my life as much. I feel like I have deceived people in my life. I have deceived people, and it's still just like, even knowing that we're doing this topic, like it brings up those like feelings, those reflections in a whole new way, and things start to bubble up, and it makes me just go like, because it's not something that goes away. I think it's something that you continuously have to work through, and as you get older and your life changes, like it does come up in different ways. So we want to talk about all the different ways that honesty plays a role in our lives, and we would love to get letters from you guys, whatever it is that you are experiencing or have experienced under the umbrella of honesty. Please send us a letter. We're going to put the email right here, but it is heyladieswholunch@gmail.com.
And if you want to send us a letter about something that has nothing to do with honesty, you can still also do that. And it might be something we're going to focus on in next month or the month after that. So if you have any compelling story or question or something that you're like, I just really want some other thoughts on this, but I'm having trouble talking about it with my friends, or people don't understand, like send it to us and we'll reread them.
It may turn into an episode, and it could also be inspiration for an entire month's theme. So you're not limited to just honesty, but if you have anything under that umbrella, we'd also really appreciate that. And we hope that this allows you to have a little bit more time to really think about anything that you're currently going through, and this opens it up to more people, because that's really what we want to do. All right, so we're actually off to record some episodes right now. So we're going to get going. We can't wait to read your letters, and thank you to everybody who has sent in a letter. And if you would like to listen to any of our episodes, you can listen to them for free. They are on iTunes at itunes.com/LWL. We'll have a link down below for you guys. But we've had the best year so far, and we just want to make it even better. We've also
so many lunches.
I know, so many lunches. And we're also thinking about potentially doing things live.
Oh,
too.
yes. Let us know if you're interested in us doing live recordings of Ladies Who Lunch in your city.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.